So here we got another scepter vid. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all was getting on me talking about some I ain't credit, bro. And bro even hit me up saying he appreciated me watching the thing. So like, y'all just gotta. I said the title of the vid is his video, so like y'all can see, like y'all can literally see who it was made by. So I don't know how y'all was getting at me. Bro, one bro said, what he said? Congratulations, man. You watch another man's video. Like what, bro? Like that's man. Once I get my soundboard, I'm finna OD. Like, I'm finna get on y'all ass, bro. Y'all finna stop doing that, bro. But anyways, this one's called "School Relationships Make No Sense" by our guy Scepter. See what you talking about.
The majority of school relationships are some of the most confusing and cringeworthy social aspects of school culture that I've ever seen. The term school couple is such a misleading word in and of itself because a relationship in school feels more like a public link-up rather than a genuinely grounded and loving dynamic between two people. You can't convince me that 99% of these relationships actually last more than one calendar school year. You will legitimately see two people be super lovey-dovey every single time they're seen in public. They're always saying how they're gonna get married, have kids, and love each other for the rest of time. Fast forward a couple weeks later, and you find out that they broke up with one another because one of them talked to the opposite gender for a little bit too long and now is getting the craziest public display of a breakup that you've ever seen. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking right now. What makes you so qualified to judge other people's relationships? Have you been in one before? And to that, I say no. But am I an instigator with intrusive thoughts? Yes. All jokes aside, even as someone who's never had a girlfriend throughout my school years, as an outsider looking in, I've witnessed so much school relationship drama that I feel like I could write an entire Netflix show just based on my experiences alone.
It be the GCs, bro. I'm telling you, like, as soon as something happen, you go to the story, it's a quote. It's either a quote or it's it's either a quote, like one of them Instagram quotes, or it's like a song and then it's overlaid over something like, I don't know, raindrops or like scenery or something, bro. I'm telling you, especially with dudes, like if a dude gets heartbroken after his girl done broke up with him, the girl can go find somebody else in a heartbeat. The dude, he probably gonna take some time to, really sit down and be like, dang, my girl just broke up with me, and like, now I gotta get myself back together. Probably gotta hit the gym. Probably gotta get my little villain like a little bit, and then after that, who's to say? But I've seen it happen, bro. It'd be really sad how it ends, but that's just how it goes, bro. For me, I gotta say them story times. Hey, I'm almost graduated, so y'all finna get them story times soon. Cause I got stories, bro. I ain't gonna lie, we finna go viral or something.
First thing I want to talk about are the dating and attractiveness standards that are held by both boys and girls in school. And even though I said boys, I saw this occur mainly with the girls at my school personally. Now, when I was younger, and honestly even still to this day sometimes, I genuinely had no clue what made a guy attractive to a girl outside of just looks. Half the time, it felt like girls would randomly choose the most ultra-specific trait imaginable, and suddenly every guy who had that one characteristic became a 10 out of 10 Hollywood celebrity in their eyes overnight. One year it was dudes who are athletic, another year it was niggas who acted nonchalant, and sometimes all you needed was a specific haircut and fit, and suddenly people started convulsing in joy the second they saw you.
Remember they was fantasizing over them dreadheads. Now it's, we don't like dreads no more. We like the low temps or the like the waves too. I ain't gonna lie. The waves are back. Waves are back. They're saying it makes them look more clean cut, handsome. Like they say, they generalize a lot of things and they try to make it not seem like they care about money, but it's, we know how this go, bro. So I ain't gonna lie.
These standards ever felt consistent either. It always felt like the definition of what made a guy attractive would completely change every couple grades depending on whatever social phase everybody was going through at the time. When I was in elementary school, the number one thing that made you attractive to girls above anything else was how fast you could run. You could have the personality of unseasoned.
Facts, I gotta talk about this. Yo, elementary, bro. I remember. No, that was. We used to play catch up. Like, It'd be one dude, he start off, he throw it to a whole group of kids, right? And whoever was the one to catch it would be the new QB. So it'd just be a rotation. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure if I can't recall, like, all the girls would be standing on the sidelines watching, and then all the dudes were just trying to be like, we're trying to just head top each other, like Odell Beckham. Because I ain't gonna lie, that was after Odell Beckham started, like, you know what I'm saying, wilding, one hand catches. So like, everybody wanted to be Odell. So it's either we was playing football and showing out, you know, trying to juke everybody, hit them with the nice moves. You know what I'm saying, one hand catch, and then after that it was the goddamn, hey, it would have, if nigga one of these, you know, yo, man, what a time, man. I miss elementary, bro, and now I'm done with school. It's crazy. I would never have to deal with this again. That's the crazy part. Cause you would just hear, it'd be something new to hear about every day, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I got tired of that, folks.
And chicken and rice. But if you were dusting niggas during recess, girls started looking at you like you were prime Justin Bieber. The next thing I want to talk about is the fact that a lot of these relationships don't even have a solid baseline of mutual connection between both people. So many people get into relationships during school because of peer pressure and wanting to fit in, rather than just for the sake of others or just to not look weird or lame.
It'd be like, hey, I think you and so would look cute together. So then they try to get them they try to get them together, right? And then like it'd be a whole group of people telling them to hug and shit. And then yo had come by and one of these. Wait, hold on. There's a TikTok. What's that TikTok? Hold on. I gotta find it, bro. It's gonna make this a lot more funnier. Hold on. It be one of these right here. Where it's at? Hurry up. The school couple that finally hug. Or like finally giving your crush a hug, bro. Like, oh my god. That shit. Oh, this something like this right here, kid. Something like this right here. This would be the funniest, like, is this on? Okay. This would be the funniest thing you ever seen, bro. Like, and then everybody starts choking. Like, yo, man, that should be so funny, bro. Like, really just thinking how much dumb we used to be about relationships, and now, like, people take this to heart on so many levels, bro. It's crazy.
Especially from a male perspective, I've always seen boys my age try to get a girlfriend or focus a lot on girls in general, simply because most of their friends make it too important of a topic to ignore. And of course, stuff like puberty and hormones play a factor as well. But what ends up happening is that once they do get a girlfriend, they don't have a single clue on how to act or behave in a mature way whatsoever. Which makes sense considering most of these guys haven't even turned 18 yet and still have the mental maturity of an acorn. There was one couple at my school that had a really bad breakup story. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm gonna keep both of them anonymous, so let's just call the boy Evan and the girl Sarah. Evan and Sarah had been dating for about a year and some change, and from the outside looking in, they looked like a pretty healthy relationship, holding hands in the hallway, walking around together during passing periods, the usual stuff. Evan and Sarah were also part of the same school club together. The club had a big yearly competition that only a certain number of people could qualify for. Sarah and her team ended up qualifying for the competition, but Evan didn't, so that meant she was going to be going to the competition without her boyfriend, in a place where they could have a lot of free time, be very social, and interact with other people. And if you're catching my drift, you can tell that things probably were not going to go on a very smooth road whatsoever. Something important to note about Sarah is that she was really popular both within my school and school district in general. She had a very big social network, which meant she was very extroverted and wasn't shy about socializing with a bunch of different people, including guys.
Fries. See, now, here's the thing. A lot of guys who are overprotective with their women, just stop. Here's why. Because you would never need to be overprotective in a don't talk, to other guys' way if your girl already knew in her head that you were the only one she wanted. So you should really just let it. Sometimes you just gotta let a girl rock. Cause I'm telling you, once you let her go rock, let her go talk, she gonna tell you everything, and then she gonna do. A woman gonna do what a woman gonna do. You gotta let them be. And once you let them be, you gonna really know if they truly yours or not. I learned the hard way, man. Man. I'm gonna talk about it later.
Anyway, she goes out with her team to the competition and they're there for about a week. Everything seemed fine at first, and when they came back, they all made an Instagram post documenting their trip and what they did. But it turned out one of her teammates had made a slightly different post from the same trip, and across both posts, there were 3 guys who kept showing up a lot in the pictures, not just in 1 or 2 photos, but they were featured throughout the entire slideshow. They were even tagged directly in the post with their IG handles and everything. Now, as you can obviously tell, from an outside perspective, this whole situation starts to look absolutely crazy once you start putting the pieces together. After this happens, rumors started spreading, and it eventually comes out that during the trip, those guys were in a 3-man with Sarah and her group for the entire duration of the trip. Evan obviously wasn't very happy about this.
Dang. I know that hurt. That's tough.
And confronted Sarah directly. He asked her if anything happened during the trip, but she never gave him a direct answer and was just kind of denying stuff overall. But from how she was responding, it was pretty clear something had happened that wasn't being fully explained, and after that, things quickly ended between them. Looking back at this entire story as someone from the outside, I really do feel bad for Evan because he was a really solid guy that did not deserve to be put in that position whatsoever. While this story could have been easily applied to a non-school setting, I think the fact that all of this happened in a school environment just makes things way worse. Because if you take this exact
People like it when people get down. I don't get it, but people just like to see they like to see a dude fall. For what? I have no clue. I actually have no clue. It's just I've seen it so many times, even with myself. People wanted to see me fail for no reason. Generally, you could be doing nothing at all. Like, people prey on your downfall because it amuses them that, like, because something is probably going wrong with their life, if they can see somebody else going through something too, it makes them feel accommodated for. Like, I don't know. I don't get that psychology.
Same situation and put it anywhere else, it would just be another cheating story and most people would just forget about it in a week. But in school, especially with clubs or competitions where people already directly know each other, everything gets amplified so much more because you keep hearing about it for months on end. The 6 words a guy in a relationship never wants to hear is "I saw your girl with blank," because God knows the anguish and horrors of hearing about somebody you called the love of your life multiple times being with somebody else that isn't you. A type of relationship that I haven't even discussed yet are the ones involving the popular kids. I briefly talked about this in my school popularity video, but people treat these relationships like the 2 people involved are some sort of A-list celebrity couple that needs every detail of their business told to the entire school.
The prom king queen, like they kind of picture them as like the sitcom or the the Disney Channel couple. You know what I'm saying? The High School Musical. So, and I go like, they might look dandy and whatnot, but bro, on the inside, they probably just put it on the front, bro. You will never know when it comes to those type of relationships because too many people are involved. If too many people are involved in your relationships, I'm sorry to tell you that is going to fail. 9 times out of 10, because Kanye and Kim. Who else got like Shakira and who other dude soccer player like there's more. Jay-Z and what's name cool. I'm thinking something, but like you get what I'm saying, like the public can ruin what is meant to be sacred and just between 2 parties, but then people start bringing opinions and it gets messed up from there.
These relationships are very likely to become messy or talked about constantly because being that well known puts a spotlight on everything you do. There was another couple at my high school who were basically the Jay-Z and Beyonce of the entire school district. It was between the football captain and the cheerleading captain, which I guess already tells you everything you need to know about how much glaze and attention these two got. And when I say these two got attention from everything and everyone, their prom king and queen photos were the first thing you saw once you opened up my yearbook and got to my graduating class, before anyone else's pictures. Sometimes I wonder if either of them thought about cheating at one point, because if anything like that actually happened and got
Oh, definitely did. Oh, definitely did. I'm trying to, yo, like, gang, high school taught me a lot about people. Not even about life, but about people. I've learned so much. My psychology on people, or even my brain chemistry, bro, I'm telling you, it's so fried, but at the same time, it's so structured to know, like, I just peep any type of BS now. Like, you see it. You literally can see it. And not too many people can, but bro, them magic glasses that whatever, whenever you see something, you just see it for what it is, bro. Like, it's crazy.
revealed publicly, it would have been equivalent to one of the Kardashians getting backstabbed without warning. I think the reason that half of this stuff even occurs in school to begin with is simply due to the fact that so many kids don't have the maturity to deal with the full commitment of a relationship at all. The feeling of love is so strong that a lot of these situations end up happening more on emotion and impulse than an actual understanding of what a proper relationship is supposed to look like. Combine that with the chaotic nature of the school environment, where everything is already social and visible to everyone around you, it just makes those emotions 100 times more worse. Something private between two people ends up becoming tabloid news for everybody in the school for like a week straight. Wrapping things up here, I genuinely think school relationships are one of the weirdest social phenomenons ever, because somehow the second romance gets introduced into a school environment, everything immediately becomes over dramatic and way more complicated than it ever needed to be. And obviously teenagers have hormones and urges that they don't really know how to control yet. A lot of kids want to get into a relationship just simply due to their primal urge to fall in love with somebody. Hopefully kids our age can learn how to better handle stuff like this and become better with dealing with those impulses. Yo, quick message right at the end here. At the time of me making this video, we are very close to hitting 10,000 subs, which is a statement I thought I would never be saying at all anytime soon. I remember a few months ago, I was sitting at 200 and was just going through the motions of learning how to make videos from scratch. Now we're 10% of the way to 100K, which is a goal that I have been dreaming about probably since forever ago, and it only felt like a pipe dream up until now. Thank you so much to everyone that did as much as watch and like the videos. It really means a lot to me. I have a lot of plans for the future, which includes making storytime videos, as you can tell by me including some in this video. I have a lot of crazy stuff to unpack from my own personal life, so be on the lookout for those soon. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm out.
WWW. Shout out Scepter, man. Great video. Telling you, man. High school love. You know what? They did try to tell me. It's not real. I didn't listen. It's not real. Like, I say, what? 2% made it. Ooh. Let me think. Yeah, 1% probably made it out. Shit, yeah. 1% probably made it out, bro. You know what people were saying? They were saying, we about to go out to college, so I think we should break up. Like, yo. Oh, my. I got so many stories. I've heard some crazy, bro. That was a good video, though.